Wake up, stupid!
You are now tuned in to the Mindless Morning Show. Here are your hosts, Nick and Josh.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Another week, another episode of the Mindless Morning Show. Today is going to be about New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, everything that has to do with New Year's, whether you do resolutions or not, or whether we do, which we don't. But we'll get into all that shit.
Well, that's it. So, that's the episode. We already ended it. He said he didn't.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, see you guys next time on the shittiest podcast ever. No. So, as always, we'll start out with our noteworthy section. So, basically, whatever happened in between last episode and this episode in our daily lives that seems important or interesting, we will talk about before we get into our main subject. I will start. And, well, you know what? Actually, how was Christmas for you, Josh, since we had Christmas recently?
Oh, it was pretty good. Pretty quiet. Made a bomb-ass sandwich with my wife. Had some, panes con pollo for some dish from her side, El Salvadorian. So it was good. Really good, man.
I like it. I like it.
A lot of prep work, but, man, it was totally worth it. That sauce was fucking...
I remember seeing you were like showing pictures on our server and stuff about it, and I'm like, yeah. That's pretty hardcore. That beats your average Subway sandwich for sure.
Hell yeah, man! I made everything from scratch, bread, all. I grew my own radishes.
You know, it would like suck. You like take a bite into it, and you're like, nope, terrible, not good.
I know, dude. After all that work,
it sucked. Yeah.
But it still sucks because it was so good and it's all that fucking work to do it again.
Yeah. And that's why cooking is terrible.
Oh, I mean, I like eating.
You love cooking, though. Yeah, I know. I like eating. Just put the food in front of me. I don't want to do anything to make it. I just want to put it there.
No. I like I love flavor. Love.
You just dash some salt on it and shut up. No.
Dude, I put salt on everything.
Yeah. Well, you have to sometimes.
Nerf dart for later.
Nerf dart. Oh, are we going to get into some Nerf dart action? Yeah, I'll shoot you from Texas all the way to Florida. That would be.
If we just do it the angle of 43 at the latitude.
Yeah. A Nerf dart that powerful would go through somebody.
I mean, I want that.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. So my Christmas was very, very chill as well. We didn't go anywhere. We didn't do anything. We ate. We were lazy. The kids played. And the day after Christmas, that's when we went to go see some family. We went over to my wife's mom's house. For those of you loyal listeners will know that she has like her own little animal rescue there. There's a ton of cats, a ton of dogs. They've got goats, chickens, cows, guinea pigs, hamsters, a rabbit.
Mermaids.
Yeah, there are mermaids in the... Yep. They just got a mermaid.
Nice.
They have not neutered him yet, so you got to be real careful if you get in that pool. I mean,
super horny.
It's straight up dangerous. Like, you don't want to get in there. It's pretty bad. But my first noteworthy is about the day after Christmas, and we were, we call it the farm. We were at the farm at, my wife's mom's house, and we like the cows. There's 3 cows there, and they're essentially domesticated at this point. Like you can walk to the fence, and they'll just come lumbering over to you, no matter where they are in the big field. They'll see you, and they're like, "Oh, cool, hey." And they'll come over and check you out, and you can pet them and shit.
Bet they got some food.
Yeah, well, they think that, but even when they realize we're full of shit, they still stay there and like hang out and like you pet them and stuff. They'll like try to lick your hand. Like,
I heard cows are really like friendly natured animals.
They're super chill, man. Yeah, like they're really cool.
It makes me feel a little bit more bad about like all the cow tippers.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. We eat them.
All the cow tipping victims. No, I don't feel bad for eating them. Like,
well, I know. But I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't want to tip them. Like, they get it bad enough as it is. Like, let's just.
Yeah.
Especially because when you look, like when you see the cows in the wild, like they've got flies swarming around their faces. They're snotty and they just look miserable. And there's flies on their eyeballs. And it's like, why would you just like? They're already just like, this sucks.
Yeah, I mean, they're grazing peacefully for the most part.
Yeah, and like you see them like with the fly laying on its eye, and it'll just like snort and like throw its head. Like you could tell it's like, get the fuck off of me, you know? And it's like, and then somebody comes over and like, hi, and they tip him over. It's like,
yeah, man,
come on, that's not cool.
It's terrible. But if anybody has tipped a cow, shame on you.
Shame on you. Come on the show and talk about it.
Yes, if you got video, share it.
Yeah, we're two-faced. So,
I wouldn't do it, but I'll definitely enjoy watching it.
Right, and then we'll be like, oh, how dare you? And we'll watch it again. No. So my noteworthy has to do with this instance of being there with the cows, and we're hanging out with them, and I'm like petting one of them. One of them, the smaller of the three, turns around, and when she turns around, her butthole is like gaping open, huge. I mean, I'm talking like a 3-inch, 4-inch diameter circle. And I'm like, oh God, I see that. And then it was preparation for pooping. And then these long, nasty turds come out and just plop on the ground. And I just saw it all. And then like when she was done, it was still like huge. And then it just like went tiny, huge, like, oh, stop that. And then it walked away. And
I'm more amazed at the fact that like you like studied this butthole as it was taking a shit.
It was a train wreck, bro. You can't look away. It was something it just shot me. Like whoa. And my son was like sitting, like I was kind of perched on this fence and he was sitting on my lap. He didn't see it. But I wish he did. But the other cow was blocking his view. So he was like looking, like the cow was like in his face, man. And right. I was over that cow and looking at the other cow walking away. And I saw that and I'm like, whoa, gross. I saw all that and it happened so fast. And it was
it life changing?
A little bit, man. Like it made it on the noteworthies.
Yeah. I mean, I know I've got a pretty barely got noteworthies, but if I like watched a bullhole, I'd probably talk about it too.
The fact that it was already like that huge around, and it was there like getting ready to go. Because when I first saw it, I was like, "What's happening here? That's not normal." And then I'm like, "Oh, okay, the pooping. That's gross." And then it just, I don't know. I can talk about it all day, but I won't.
How did it make you feel, Nick? I wanted to go touch it.
I thought about it. No. And then it like was a terrible smell. Like the whole little pasture area I was in, like, oh God, just tore it up. I'm out of here. And I was like, hey, Jude, let's go inside. And he's like, okay. So we went inside. But yeah, that was interesting, and that happened. So it's something I never seen before, and I figured I would share it. So there you have it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really have any other noteworthies.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. I have one more, and it's honestly that really is this is really the better one of the two. I saw I witnessed a fist fight at work, and
hell yeah, coworkers or like,
dude,
was this just people or coworkers?
It was not coworkers. It was carpenters. They were in the backyard installing the fence along the back of the backyard, and the backyard it's really not even a backyard, but it's like a 6-foot wide alleyway. That's it. So here's how it went down. I was working on this house with my brother, my older brother. He works with me as well, for those of you that don't know. And I'm a plumber. I just got to throw that out there too, because that's why I was at a construction site. It makes sense this time, Josh.
Sure.
He gets mad. He gets mad every time I bring up that I'm a plumber. Anyways, I was installing a sink downstairs. My brother was upstairs working on something else up there. He was working on getting ready to install a toilet. Now, you pull off this plastic plug from the drain on the floor before you install the toilet. And he heard shouting in Spanish through the sewer system because downstairs there was like a clean out with the lid off of it, and they were standing like 4 feet away from that clean out opening, yelling at each other. And he heard this yelling and was like putting his head down like, what the fuck is going on? So then he gets up and he's looking out the windows, and he looks out the front window and nothing. He looks down the stairs and he sees my tool bag and hears my music playing, and he's like, okay, well. And then he looks out the window in the backyard, and he saw 2 dudes already getting after it. And one of the guys, I'll say the guy on the left and the guy on the right. The guy on the left had blood on his arm. The guy on the right had a cut on his eye area, and they were like going at it, punching each other and shit. And then they stopped and were standing a few feet apart, both fists up, like they were going to go for a round 2. And my brother was like, Nick! And I'm like, what? He's like, get up here now. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, drop my tools and just run up the stairs 2 at a time, not knowing what the fuck is going on. I round the corner, and he's like, here, in here. And I peer down there, and I see these 2 dudes, a guy on the left and a guy on the right. Now, when I got up there, the guy on the left still had his fists up, like wanting to go, ready for more, because the guy on the right was winning. He got the more hits, and the guy on the left was more bloody. He had blood on his eyes at this point when I got up there. Yeah. And the guy on the right had his hands down, and they were speaking in Spanish. I don't know what they were saying, but their body language was basically, the guy on the right was like, I'm done, bro. I knocked your ass down. I'm done. And the guy on the left was like, no, fuck you. No, come on. Like, wanting more. And the guy on the right was like, no, man, no. Like, I could see he was like trying to say no. The guy on the left was still going. And then the guy on the right said, fuck it. Put him up again. And then they went for a round 2. And that's what I got to see. And the guy on the right was hitting the guy on the left. The guy on the left wasn't doing that good. And the guy on the right ended up grabbing him in like a grapple and like slung him, and he hit the fence that they're working on. Luckily, they didn't break it, although it would have been hilarious if they broke the thing they were trying to like put together. But that didn't happen. So he bounced off of it. And it's funny because when he hit the boards went like, they bend like way inward, like they like bent way inward. And like, It was like kind of like ropes at a wrestling ring. And and then the guy on the right, like, he had him grappled, and he like threw him down on the ground and pinned him and proceeded to choke him. And we're just like, holy shit, watching this shit, And my brother is like, I'm gonna go down there. I'm like, what? No, why? Like,
yeah, I'm surprised you guys didn't go down there. You guys like rushed out of your van to go attempt to put out a forest fire that wasn't even there. But like, you're watching like a dude like attempt murder, and you're like, okay, cool.
Well, let me explain to you why I was not thinking I'm gonna go down there. 1, I don't know these dudes. I don't know if they're holding a knife. I don't know what they got. I don't know, man.
They're mad at each other, not you.
What?
They're mad at each other, not you.
That doesn't mean shit. I don't know. Well, I'm just, and I knew they weren't going to kill each other. I mean, come on. I could tell they weren't going to do that. And well, my brother, he didn't go down there to intervene. He went down there and found their supervisor. Okay. So
excuse me, can I speak with the manager?
Yeah. He Karen'd it up, man. So he went downstairs, and I'm like, okay, well, I kept watching. And the guys, as I figured would happen, the guy stopped choking him, and then he just pinned him normal. And then they were talking Spanish to each other while he was pinning him down. And the guy that was on the ground, the guy on the left, I guess he like nodded, looked like he nodded or whatever, and he got up. The guy on the right helped him up, and then they embraced. And it was over. And then they shook hands and like they hugged again. And then they were talking in Spanish, and the guy put his hand on his shoulder, and it was like, hey, shook him around, And then they went and got a Gatorade and were drinking Gatorade, and they were like fine. They were fine after that.
That's how men do it, man. That's how real men do it.
Yeah. Don't take it too far and put them in the fucking hospital. But
I mean, you can if it need be. It depends on the situation. Did you find out why they were fighting?
I did, because I'm a nosy bitch. No, so the guy on the right, I don't know about the guy on the left, but the guy on the right did speak English. I talked to him later, but I didn't talk to him about the fight. They don't even know that we saw it. But their supervisor, we talk to him pretty regularly. He's a cool dude. I see him at a lot of jobs. I had never seen these two guys on a job before. And a lot of the guys I see regularly because we work for the same building company. So I see them at different houses all the time. These guys I never saw before in my life. I didn't know them. I didn't want to get into any shit. So, but the supervisor was like, yeah, so the guy on the left, he was a relatively new guy. The guy on the right was teaching him the ways of what they're doing, like how they do shit. And the guy on the left kept saying smart ass shit and wanting to do it a different way. And the guy on the right was like, look, man, I'm just telling you what I know, what we got to do. This is how we do it. And the guy on the left was like, yeah, fuck you, man. Like stuff like that. And so finally the guy on the right started shit and said, all right, you know what? Come on, bitch. And fucking pushed him. And then they fought. So it was like a buildup throughout the day of the guy on the left saying little snide remarks and shit, and the guy on the right finally blowing his top and pushing him and saying, fuck you, let's fight. And the guy on the right ended up winning. And then after that, they were cool. The guy on the left didn't give any more shit. And they didn't have any problems after that. And then when I at the end of the day, I was loading up my tool bag. I have it on my shoulder, and I'm walking out to my van. And he's like, hey, are you all done, man? And I was like, oh, hey, because this is the first time I talked to him. And I was like, yeah, I'm all done for today, dude. And he's like, yeah, how'd you do today? You have a good day? I'm like, yeah, not too bad, man. I installed a couple of things and, shit like that. And he's like, cool, you have a good day. I'm like, you too. So, yeah, that was man. It. I mean,
dude, it's a solid thing. Fighting's a good thing. It releases a lot. I mean, but you gotta have the control.
Take it too far. You
gotta have the control. And I miss that, dude. I miss that in middle school.
Well, see, and that's what's crazy, because like the last time I ever saw an actual fight was in high school. I saw a couple dudes fighting, and those guys fought over, I shit you not, they fought over basketball is better than football. No, fuck you. Football is better than basketball. And they were arguing about it and got into a fight in the hallway about it.
Depending how drunk I am and how belligerent the other person wants to be, if we're arguing about like hockey or something.
This was sophomore year. Everyone's stone cold sober, and they fist fought about that. There was blood in the hallways. It got that bad.
Maybe. I mean, it's nice, man. I mean, the last time it's probably been like 2 or 3 years. It was bad too, because it was at a bar. And I mean, these are the only places I had fights anymore. But it was bad because it was around the holidays, and I had this nice little shiner for all the family photos. And I was like, cool.
There you go. You could just say you were playing baseball. You took a ball to the face.
Everybody knows me. They already knew what was up. And then my wife, she's like, this dumbass, let me tell you.
Whoops.
So,
yeah. Well, I mean, that was the thing. And then hindsight comes in, and my brother and I were talking, and we were like, dude, when he flipped him over to like pin him down, and he slammed him on the ground, I shit you not. We didn't think about this until later. His head was just a few inches away from a fucking concrete like retaining wall. Because this particular house, it's one of the only ones in Austin, has a basement, and the basements have like I forgot what it's called, but there's a window and then like a retaining wall and then the ground. So there's concrete, just a little concrete ledge a couple of inches above the grass, and his head hit right next to it. That could have been so much worse.
That definitely could. He probably could have put him out. Like, if not kill him, like make him a vegetable or something.
So. It was crazy. And then like the next day, I went back to this house to wrap up some of the shit I needed to do. Actually, I think I'm going back there tomorrow. But anyways, that's totally off the point.
Dude, we're way off the point already. I mean, this episode's become about fights. We're talking fights now, guys. No, just kidding.
I mean, it's fun, but the builder was there the next day. He's like, "So what did I hear about there being like a fight here yesterday?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, there was." And I told him everything about it, and he was like, "That's fucking crazy." I'm like, "Yep, it was crazy." So, anyways,
on the job fights, the best.
Yeah, they're crazy, man. It's usually about that too. One guy being a dick and giving too much lip, and then another guy that's usually a bit wiser and retained is finally like, "Fucking, we're doing this. We're fighting."
Oh no, where I worked.
Really mean it.
Yeah, where I worked, it was who could be the bigger idiot. I mean, they both sucked at their jobs, so I mean, they would get mad. Mm-hmm. The ones that knew how to do their work, we stayed back. We're like, all right.
Yeah, let them go, man. Well, and I was telling my boss / my dad, because I work for my dad's company, but I was telling him about it, and my brother's like, "Yeah, I went down there to." My dad's like, "You went down there? No, don't fucking do that. Don't go down there. You don't know those dudes." And my brother's like, "Well, yeah, I mean, I went and got the supervisor to go because those are his guys." And he's like, "Oh, well, okay." But he was like, "Don't go down there. Don't get involved." That's what he was saying. He's like, thinking of it as a company, you go down there and get involved, and whatever happens.
Yeah, I guess as a company.
It just becomes the whole thing. If cops get involved, you can just be like, "I wasn't there. I wasn't around it. I saw it from afar, and I'll tell you my story, but I did not go down there." Like, we're on the job, so I get it. I mean, I was watching, and I don't know. It just I didn't know those dudes, man. If it was somebody I knew, like a couple of the other guys that I see there all the time, I would have probably not done anything too, because I would have known them better and really known, like, okay, well, I know that dude. He's not gonna. I don't know. It was just. I don't know. It was just a thing. I didn't feel the need to like jump down there and let them work it out. And it's funny because my brother was like, "Yeah, it was so weird. I went down there, I got the supervisor, and then I rounded the corner and they were hugging." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's
nice.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what you do.
They were fun.
I mean, that's the best way to do it. But we should definitely get past this.
Yeah. We need to get past this because
these noteworthies. I mean, this is.
Okay.
It's been real, but it's been 32 fucking minutes now of fighting
and cow buttholes.
Sorry, guys. Anyway, now on to the real subject. New Year's now, the end of this year more so. I know everyone is super ecstatic
in the world. It's like a world.
Oh, but it gets better. It's so funny to me because I get everyone is so anxious for 2020 to end. And this is how silly people are. They've already forgotten last year when 2019 was, and everyone thought it was like a worse year for them, this, that, and the other, because like just stupid events. And then 2020 came by.
Yeah.
Well, 2021 is probably going to be better.
No, and here's the thing about that in my opinion. So, in a lot of people's opinions, 2018 was okay. 2019 was pretty shitty. 2020 was horrible. 2021, there's a trend here. Maybe the world is just getting shittier.
Well, I mean, that's a known fact.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm explaining.
That's what every generation is.
Like, I'm explaining the obvious here. Like, there's a trend here. It's not magically going to just somehow everything get better. So let's just prepare. Let's just prepare to not make it to 2022.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah. So that's. I mean, it's just the way it is. We're going to see a lot more job site fights.
We are going to podcast till the end of the world, motherfuckers.
Yeah. A couple more months. Woo. Let's do this.
Yeah. Been pretty easy so far.
Yeah. So jumping back in time, then, what was your earliest memory of New Year's?
Oh, man. I would say.
That's like deep in the vault.
My mom was like the party thrower of the family.
Mine too.
Yeah, it was either my mom or my aunt.
Yeah.
And so the one New Year's I do remember, I was basically, it was actually in this house that I'm in now. And the back living room used to have a sliding glass door because, I don't know, whatever it did.
That's how they were, man.
Yeah. And so I was in my room. Basically, the whole party was in there. I couldn't come out of my room because it was an adult-only party type deal.
Yeah, I know what they were doing.
Yeah. And then I would only be able to like come out to have like whatever little sparkling apple juice that they would give me.
Yeah. We accidentally gave him the alcoholic one. Oh shit.
I remember the first time I tried champagne and I was like, this is disgusting. What?
Me too.
It's terrible. It still is terrible.
Not good.
It's not pleasant. And like,
Yeah.
I mean, my wife likes them for her mimosas. That's it.
Is a mimosa like typically like a woman drink?
I think so, because that's every commercial that advertises like, oh, we have mimosas, buy one get one. It's always the women drinking in the commercials, talking, having a blast.
They should have like a big burly biker dude with like a little small cup. I love my mimosa.
Dude, if I ever got into like making advertisements, if I ever had like an advertising company, I would do things like that because those are the ones that would get people talking. Like,
I would too, man. I would. I mean,
Ryan Reynolds.
Change it up.
Ryan Reynolds, man, perfect marketer. He's so good at it.
Yeah, for sure. We should get him on the show.
I hope so, but I want to wait until like if and when I move so that we can have him come live.
Woo!
Giggity.
Yeah. I mean, that's a different show right there, man. Like...
It's going to be on the midnight, so anything goes.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
what was your earliest memory of the horrific years at the beginning?
It was like, okay, so as far as like being around an adult party, we weren't even allowed to be in the same fucking house. We would go stay at our grandma's house while my family did whatever they did at wherever they did. I have no idea. I just remember being at my grandma's house. And I mean, it was legit. It was cool. We got to stay up till midnight with her and,
I mean, don't worry though. Like I would have been in the same boat had my grandma not lived with us already. So I was just confined to my room.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I pretty much got all you can eat treats and cookies and whatever. Like it was like, she had like a platter out of way too much that we could even eat. So it was just like a buffet for like 2 kids.
Yeah, dude, grandmas are the best. They just,
right?
Still, I remember every time, dude, I would go spend the night at my grandma's house or something. Yeah. And every time, dude, she's cooking a lot. We're going out to eat a lot. Like, we're just getting mad food. She's like, you hungry? You want anything? Dude, what, do you want dessert? I'm like,
yes. Dude, our thing was like, I would go there and she'd be like, do you want to eat something? I'm like, I'm okay. She's like, well, I can make this and I can make this. And I'm like, I'm okay, Grandma. Oh, I can also heat up some of these and I have some of it was like, I mean, dang, listed off like 8 things. Like I was legit like, I'm totally cool. Like well, tell me if you get hungry. Cause like, oh, I can also make, I'm like, dang, dude, like it's like 10 different things.
I cannot, I mean, I can totally wait. I really don't want to be a grandpa. But I'm excited for if and when my wife ever does become a grandma because I will take everything she's willing to cook. Like, oh, you want it? No, well, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Right. or if you're like an old man, hey, give it here. Like, okay, yeah, we know you will eat it. You'll eat everything.
Dude, by the time I'm old, I'm pretty sure I'll be like Ozzy, like, Vanessa! What is it? David, get in here. I plan to be like a really like super grumpy old man because
me too. I can't wait.
That's all the grumpy old people I see. Like I'm gonna be I'll be nice to who deserves it.
The fact that you can really get away with a lot like of just bullshit if you want. I mean, You could get away with stuff, and people are like, but then I worry. What if the majority of people our age are thinking the exact same thing? So then you're going to have an entire generation of like old people that are trying to get away with too much all at the same time. So you'll have like a Walmart and it tries to get like people try to steal from it as old people. Every like 30 minutes, some old person is going, I didn't know. But really, they do know. It's just like everybody's going to be trying to do the same thing.
I can't even think of the name of the song right now, but there's a music video by Good Charlotte of like old people skateboarding, throwing eggs at cars and shit. That's going to be the scene.
Dude, I mean, I just thought about that, but you're going to have an entire generation of people like right now, us talking about how fun it's going to be to do weird, wild shit when you're old. We're going to get old and we're going to do it because we've been wanting to do it for decades. And then you're going to have that times millions of people.
We do see the few and far in between of crazy old people now.
Yeah, but
they are definitely going to be more prominent then.
Gonna be. we have to come up with a name for it, like now.
Boomergeddon.
No, because boomer, that's old. That's old now.
Bingo nights are going to be destructive.
Like flipping tables and shit. Because
sit on your bingo, bitch.
Well, you're gonna have people thinking they could get away with everything because you're old and you're like, what are you gonna fucking do? But then you multiply that by millions and it just becomes insanity. I can't wait. Now I'm even more excited because me and all my peers are going to be doing it. And it's going to be...
I really feel like the majority of people, more so in the States, maybe not the world, but a majority of people do retire, come to Florida to retire.
I wonder why.
And like, it is like, this is where all the old people get like crazy, bro. Like they just do some shit. If they're not part of swinger parties, they're part of some underground like clubs.
Underground fight club.
Dude, they're doing something.
He knocked out my dentures.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
I put your dentures in your grandma's ass.
Night of the Wild Gray.
Yeah, dude.
Like, dude, it'll be crazy. I can't wait. We got to come up with a name for that, for that segment of time because it's going to get out of hand.
I think we're onto a really good movie idea. Like The Purge, but with old people just like running the streets, just like beating everyone up.
Hey, and the young people are like, "There's nothing we can do. They're so innocent."
You get like triple felony. Basically, your life ends if you hit an elderly person. So like they just take advantage of it and go batshit crazy.
Everyone, lock your doors. Lock your doors. If you hurt any of these old people, you're gonna get a lot of shit.
Yeah, you see them like banging at your door. Hey, with their walker, like,
no, don't come in. No, don't come in, please. Please. There's like old people that are fashioning knives onto their walkers and shit. Like, yeah.
Dude, if any producers, directors, fucking anybody in the movie industry listening to this, sign us up for this idea. We want to be a part of this film.
I will write so many scripts about that. It's not even funny. I love it.
I'll do my own stunts.
I will. Yeah. Hey, you can make us look really old and we'll do all of it. I'll do all of it.
Oh, yeah.
I could probably act a little bit enough to make a dumb movie like that.
Oh, for sure. I know I can.
Yeah, it would be great. And I
don't know anything about acting, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, well, just say that you can. That way you can get the job. Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Yeah, totally.
I'm an actor. Actually, in fact, the best piece of advice that I can give any aspiring actor is to know one thing.
Careful.
Blue steel.
Oh yeah, that's the left side, right? It's like duck lips, though.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it was like the better duck lips. So it was just
the blue steel. Yeah. I hope you guys are watching on YouTube, and I'm gonna probably say it every episode. If you haven't already, just switch over to that platform, and it's free, and you can see us, and sometimes we make faces that are worth seeing. Josh is always ugly, so it's always fun to look at Josh. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It is always fun to look at me. I'm always like, look at me. I got my Atari shirt on. I'm looking.
I mean, you are wearing a nice shirt. Before we were doing the recording, Josh was like, put on a nice button up. And I'm like, I don't really own a nice button up.
I know. This is like one of maybe 6 that I have.
Oh, wow.
I do like my plaid button ups.
I like it. I like it. It's pretty nice. And I also knew this going into this episode. I knew that we were going to segue a lot because New Year's kind of sucks. I mean, honestly, and it's
true. I'm still waiting for a really good New Year's.
Right? Yeah, me too. And I don't even know what that would be at this point because I'm always in bed way before midnight.
You're just a fucking sissy, dude. Like, I'm never in bed before that.
Yeah, I know you're not.
Straight up suck.
Yeah, I'm never awake for it, and even if I were, I would be what? Like, midnight, drink beer, okay? Like, I don't know. I just don't care.
Yeah.
And it's I liked it when I was younger because I got to stay up late, and that was like usually you don't. And
you get to play your games like an extra 4 hours before you have to go stand by everybody for the countdown.
Yeah, exactly. And so once again, just like Christmas is all about gaming, I got to get the new gaming shit. And then New Year's, I got to play that gaming shit way longer than normal. One of my best example of New Year's Eve gaming is whenever GameCube was out. I got the new GameCube for Christmas. And I don't remember what year it came out, but
dude, I don't know. But GameCube was a phenomenal fucking system.
And I will say,
dude, yes, I love the disc. When I first saw him, I was like, "What the fuck?
Is this real? Come on!"
I shrunk the discs.
Yeah. How have I never heard that before? Yeah. So, I remember I got the GameCube, and then I got the new GameCube game that came with it, which was the Animal Crossing game, which was really
the OG, right?
Yeah, the OG.
Yeah, I was gonna say because that's the first one I remembered.
Yes, and
it was an amazing game.
It was mind blowing because it was real time. Like, if you went to bed at 8, it was 8 o'clock in the game, unless you fucked with the console.
Right? Yeah. Because Well, I don't know if it was the console time because I do remember setting my maybe you did go off the console time, but I really don't remember.
If you went into like console settings, you could fuck with the time.
Yeah, it's been so long, but yeah, I do remember if it was nighttime when I was playing, it was night in the game, and so on and so forth. Yes, which I always thought was pretty cool, but pretty annoying at times because
when you have school all day as a kid,
the
same few segments.
Yeah, I'd mostly play at night when shit's closed, and I'm like, it was only weekends I could catch up on some daytime stuff.
Yeah, right. Like, god dang, this is real life. Holy shit.
Yep.
And it's funny because you start the game and you're like in all this debt to the raccoon character.
Fucking Mr. Nook, Tom Nook.
Yeah. So that was always fun. But my New Year's memory with that was I got the game, and then New Year's came and I played it like all day. And then I got to play it at night too. And it was cool because the game recognized calendar events. So the city was like decorated for New Year's Eve, and there was a countdown in the like.
Yeah.
I was like, the game knows. It like really puts you in there. And
that was definitely really cool. I don't feel like many games do that. I mean, side note here. We really should maybe think about adding that to Guildmaster, maybe.
No. And I've thought about that, and I don't want to. I don't want to do it to my game because
specific to your calendar. I know there's a separate calendar. We can make holidays in Raspberry.
Oh, I thought you were talking about doing a time similarity where time was real. Like
no.
Okay.
But I mean to your because I know you're obviously. I know.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't even play my own game at night because I can't stay up late. No, so that is a good idea. And that is something that I would like to talk about further with you, probably off air, like adding holidays and shit. Because there's a lot of cool stuff that, because, you know, for those of you who don't know, we're developing a retro style RPG open world game like Skyrim, but like in an old school setting.
Before we get too far into it, though, I will say our next episode, we're kicking off next year. Like, first of the year, actually, the first is going to be our midnight show.
Yes.
And we have a very special guest.
Yes,
very special actor.
Ooh. Yeah.
Get excited, peeps. Also, somebody really cool. But we're gonna do a 3-part episode basically of games. We're gonna cover everything from board games to card games to video games to our careers in video gaming and projects and developments and things like that.
I can't wait.
It should be pretty cool. I mean, because it's definitely something that like we have in common, and we do daily, and we don't talk about it almost at all much on here. I know. We talk about everything else, and I mean, I feel like we need to leave a little mark.
I agree, and I feel like the reason why is because if I start, I won't shut up about it.
No, he doesn't.
I won't. And I'll just keep going, and I'll think about something else. Like, oh yeah, and I got to mention this too. Like, and everybody's like, dude, just shut the fuck up. This is about New Year's. You just spent like an hour talking about cows and fighting and shit. So
carpenters fighting in the backyard.
So
it's all what it's about. Do you have a like horrible New Year's memory? Like just something so dreadful or so lonely or anything?
I mean, all of them are dreadful. No, I don't really. And that's probably a good thing that I don't, but I don't because I never put a lot of stock in New Year's Eve. I either stayed up for it and had a pretty good time, or I just said, I'm going to crash out. I'm tired. And I went to bed early. And I woke up and everything was fine. And I was either off work or off school or whatever. And I'm like, cool, this is good. Like, New Year's Eve did its purpose and made it so next day I don't have to do anything. So,
all right, well, listeners, everyone bust out your tiny violins because it's about to get real sad up in here.
Oh, here we go.
This is Josh's worst New Year's. Basically, it's nothing crazy. Like my wife, who was my girlfriend or my fiance at the time, I'm pretty sure she was just my girlfriend at the time. She was up in New York with her family, and I was here, so I was alone. I was bored. I was like, all right, well, I didn't really have anybody.
And that's when you cheated on her the first time.
No. And so I didn't plan on doing anything with family or anything like that.
Yeah.
So what I decided to do is I would go over to a buddy's house because he kept inviting me. He's like, oh, we're going to have this big old party, blah, blah. And I was like, but he's not here, this, that, and the other. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's cool. Fine. So I go. Because I was like, you know what? I might as well do something. Fuck it. We'll have fun. And do I get there? And like every single fucking person is there. And it's just me.
God.
And like, I'm like, man, fuck. And we started drinking this, that, and the other. And then, dude, the countdown came through. And like, everyone was like 3, 2, 1, yay! And all I just watched like the whole room just start making out with each other, and I was just like in a corner, like,
this sucks.
I was like, yeah. And so like I just told my buddy, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. So I like went home and like went to bed. Like
call your wife. I miss you so much.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was on the phone with her, but it just wasn't the same. It's not at all, dude. And I was so done with myself. I was like, fuck life.
You should have went in the corner and like put your back to everybody and did that whole like make out with myself gag.
Dude, I probably would have, but like
you were down.
I was dude, I was way too sad to be funny. I was just like,
yeah,
fuck.
This sucks. Yeah. No, that would hit me too, man.
I'll never go to another New Year's party if I'm not with my wife. Ever.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I wouldn't either. I've never been to. Oh no, I have been to a New Year's Eve party. It was, I think, right before my oldest was born, so it was like 10 years ago. And
yeah, that's right. Most of your like party years were taken up by early parental.
Dude,
decisions.
Like me and my wife had our first kid right like after I turned 21. So I mean, I turned 21, and then a few months later, like boom, baby. Like, okay. Hey.
Boom, baby. That's love.
And then out pops another, and out pops another, and out pops another. No, it's like, whoa, too much.
Yeah, man. Has anybody got their your girl got your tubes tied? You got fixed? Nothing?
I got fixed, man.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, no, and this is actually a little bit of a side note. If she's on here. I don't know how she's like wants me to tell people this or not, but I don't really care. But we found out that she was pregnant with our third 3 days before I got my operation done. I don't even know if you knew that. Yeah, dude, I scheduled it, and like it was a few weeks out. I scheduled it, and then 3 days before, I was driving home from work. And I was at like a red light, and I looked at my phone, and she sent me a picture message of a pregnancy test, and she's like, "It's positive," and I was like, "Fuck."
Wow.
Okay. So when I went and got the procedure done, you guys all probably know my sense of humor by now, but I am sitting there. And they're like midway through, and I don't feel anything. Okay, this is one thing that kind of frustrates me about us as a gender. Dude, it's really not that fucking bad. And y'all gotta
I don't give a fuck. No.
Y'all gotta stop. It's not bad.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, dude.
I don't give a shit because you know what? One, those are my family fucking jewels, bro.
You're being a typical wannabe alpha male.
No, I don't give a shit if it's a dude touching my dick or like dude, I've already had a guy, like an old man in my butthole. Like that sounded wrong. Okay, hold on. So let me clarify. in case nobody has listened to our injury episode. I had an injury that involved my butthole, and an old doctor had to check it out. It wasn't like that, okay? So just to clarify that really quick.
So great.
Damn, I totally forgot where I was going with that. That just like really threw me off.
You're saying that you don't want anybody to do that to your family jewels.
Yeah, dude. I wouldn't go and get that done. Like, first off, I don't like the doctors. I don't go to the doctors for like almost anything unless I literally feel like something's severely wrong. Like I might be on the verge of death.
Okay. Sure.
That's it. I don't take Tylenol. I don't do any of that. I don't like the atmosphere of hospitals or doctors.
Yeah.
When she was in labor, dude, and I'm in the room, I'm like high anxiety. I don't like being in hospitals whatsoever. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I hate it. It's like fucking PTSD for me, and I don't even know why.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I mean,
so, and no old people were inside my butt.
Except for that one time.
Just to clear that.
Except for that one time. So they're like midway through, and I'm like, "Hey, y'all want to hear something funny?" And they're like, sure. I was like, yeah, I found out 3 days ago my wife's pregnant. They were like, oh, dude. I was like, yeah.
I'd have been like, yeah, can I get a discount on this surgery since you guys couldn't fucking pencil me in sooner?
Yeah, right? This is your fault. Yeah. If you guys want me to explain in detail my procedure experience, I can in a future episode.
So, I mean, I've totally had my buddy explain the whole surgery to me.
I mean, I will say one thing.
I even watched a 3D video and it was terrifying.
Okay, well, don't do that. I mean, you already did.
No.
I mean, I wouldn't advise getting into the nitty gritty. Just like
I would advise you guys find out what exactly the fuck they are gonna do to your nutsack.
Okay. So everybody has 4. They take out 2 of them and then they rearrange the other 2. That's what they do with me.
Right. So we're gonna send you over to fucking Discovery Channel and
Mr. Quadball.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it, dude. You're just pumping them out like fucking crazy. I know this sounds terrible, but I was talking to my grandma the other day, and she's like, "Yeah, you guys plan on having another one anytime soon?" I was like, "Grandma, for like the last year and a half since the little one's been out already, I have been trying. I've been practicing. I have a lot of fun, but I'm not getting anywhere." She's like, "Oh, I don't remember what it's like," and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, well, you ought to try peanut butter.
What?
You ought to try peanut butter. Put some peanut butter on and then go and then do it.
We tried ice cubes once.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Great.
Try peanut butter.
I will. I'm gonna try peanut butter.
Yeah.
Can I do Nutella or sunflower butter? Does it work the same?
If you do Nutella, you need to use a lot of it. A lot. Like, I mean, I'm talking like 3/4 of the container.
I'll just put the whole tub in there.
Or the whole tub. That works. So guys, we're gonna go on a really quick break, and we'll be back quite soon to talk about. I mean, I don't even know where the fuck this episode is going, to be honest with you. I really don't. But
who cares?
Yeah, who cares? This is just what we do. So we'll be right back. Yo! This is Nick with the Mindless Morning Show telling you to come party with Yo-Yo Jorgensen and his band of yo-yo enthusiasts at his first ever annual New Year's Yo-Yo Bash. Take part in the festivities of yo-yo battles, yo-yo trading, yo-yo painting, yo-yo ice sculpting, and letting yo-yo specialist Gert Campbell restring your yo-yo for free. That's right, guys, free. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to see the amazing Yo-Yo Jorgensen and have a New Year's Eve that you will never forget. Check out the website for event details.
Yo-Yo Jorgensen and his band of yo-yo enthusiasts are not responsible for free-flying yo-yos to the dome, eye, groin, or any other body parts that may be inflicted with pain from yo-yo awesomeness.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I hope that you've taken some time to RSVP to the advertiser that we had. Check it out. Should be fun. Anyways, we are going to start on our upcoming segment here about resolutions. Now, Josh, did you, or will you have any resolutions? You like that question? It was like a 3-in-1 with very, very little wording.
Yeah, did I have any resolutions, or have I had any resolutions?
Mm-hmm.
I've had many every year that I have never successfully completed because by
Average
January
American.
1st, I don't give a shit anymore.
Right.
But this year I do have resolutions and I do plan to get them done. And my resolutions this year will be, for the most part, weekends I have spent more so with family than doing anything else. When essentially during the weekdays, like my wife works from home, so I see her every day. I'm with my kid every day, so the weekends I'm going to make more time for game developing, art, podcasting, the side stuff that I really should be focusing on ultimately.
Yeah.
I'm going to be setting aside more time for sure. And more importantly, I plan by the end of 2021, if we make it that far, to have 3 games released.
Dang.
2 for mobile, 1 for PC.
That'd be awesome.
The 1 for PC is in a lot of talks, a lot of work, getting that one going. And the mobile ones will probably be like 1 casual one and then 1 like slightly
more in depth.
Yeah, nothing too crazy because like I'm gonna put more effort into I'm giving myself a pretty big or a pretty small time crunch for a big project of getting 3 games done.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
On top of everything else. But I'm going for it.
if I'm not mistaken, don't you work a lot on this shit too during the week also?
Yeah, I mean, mostly every day I'm at least doing one thing for both Somdead, Guildmaster, and Mindless Morning Show.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I know I can do more though.
Well, shit, man. More power to you. And I don't have like a set like this is my resolution, but and I will throw in here one little side thing. I feel like as people get older, they take their resolutions more serious. Or is that just me saying bullshit?
I've noticed a lot of the older people that do have resolutions, they're mostly like some type of dietary resolution
Those
or
are
like
hard.
something to lose weight, but they're hard. But I think because people, I've noticed when people get older, they really do start worrying about their health. Like, I mean, I kind of worry about my health, like having having my daughter and everything. It's made me want to worry about my health, but at the same time, I'm still drinking every day. You know, I'm not exercising, so
yeah, I know
it's hard, man.
It is hard. It's hard.
I like eating what I like to eat.
Yeah, no shit. It's hard for a number of reasons, and eventually, I am gonna have it catch up to me because I need to stop saying like I sweat it out at work. Because I sweat every day and I do manual labor.
I used to say the same thing, and I was always the same way every fucking day, all year round.
Like, I mean, I'm very active at work. I walk several miles every day. I walk upstairs all the time, up ladders every day. Constantly.
Doesn't matter. It's good for muscle mass and like just keeping like your bones in check, but your joints more so, not your bones, but yeah, dude, because when I work for the Mouse, I mean, I was walking those parks like every day, all day. Yeah. And like just doing crazy stuff. So like, I know, but dude, I stayed the exact same fucking weight no matter what I did.
Same here. I am too. And I'm 30.
It sucked. And I mean, I have a very fast metabolism, dude. It has no, yeah. So
I have to eat on the toilet. It's crazy.
Basically, yeah. I mean, dude, I don't know. I don't even bother anymore. That's why I kind of like gave up on it. Like,
I had a resolution that I will share, but it was not a New Year's resolution. It was a Nick is turning 30 resolution, and I'm gonna change some shit when I turn 30. And got to tell you,
never happened.
It never fucking happened. Did not happen. So one of my big things that I was going to do, I was going to drop Dr. Pepper altogether. I was going to stop. I was going to, yeah. You already know how that went. So I was going to stop it altogether. And dude, I didn't even try. I was like 30. And the next day I was like, I mean, fucking who cares? But deep down, I'm like, I mean, I should. It's a lot of sugar every day. Too much, but and maybe, you know, I still think like I will later. I will, like maybe 32, 31.
Dude, every day I think fucking what I should quit and why I should quit.
Right.
It don't make a damn difference, dude, because when it comes down to it, like fucking life's short. You never know what's gonna happen.
Right.
I'm gonna enjoy it, and it's a shame.
I did stop for a couple weeks because I was talking to our mutual friend Everett on Discord, and I was going to do screaming vocals we were going to start like our own little music project, and I was going to do the screaming vocals. And Dr. Pepper and shit like that is really bad if you're trying to do that for, you know, a long period of time. So I cut it out to do that, and successfully. Like I was like, because I was super amped up about it. Yeah. So I cut it out without a problem. And then once we started the podcast, I was like, all right, well, I've got this video game I'm trying to develop. I've got my own music project that I'm trying to get underway. And then we've got our podcast that we wanted to start. I was like, I can't also have another music project going on. That's 4 things with all this litter of kids that I have and a 55-hour-a-week job. I have to drop something. So I was like, well, I have to stop this before it even starts. And then the next day, I got Dr. Pepper again. So I can stop. I can. If I have a project that desires me to stop. Then I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll stop. Because I get really excited and gung-ho about my side projects. And if Guildmaster required me to not drink Dr. Pepper, I wouldn't drink it, and I'd be fine. But I don't have anything that makes me like, you shouldn't. I'm like, because...
I mean, Guildmaster requires more of your time. You need to sacrifice a kid.
Okay.
Honey? The youngest one, he goes now.
I mean, I love that little boy so much, but he is trouble. But that's because he just turned 3, so I get it.
Yeah, man. And I mean, he's going to be even more trouble. I mean, Jonna K told you.
Yeah, she did. That is a throwback, guys, to our episode where we had our interview with a psychic medium. You should check it out. It's a good one.
I randomly acquired a wand, by the way, for anybody watching.
Yeah, how'd you do that? Oh, I didn't know you had a wand. My kids have a toy wand. We could have wanded each other. That sounds like a sexual thing. I don't like that.
Well, you do know if you replaced all the words that say wand in the Harry Potter book with Willy, the book becomes a lot better. As Ron grasped Harry's willy. Yeah, no, I mean,
it was the perfect willy for Harry.
Dobby loves Harry's willy.
We can do an entire episode making willy jokes.
Dude, I'm down.
We might. People would be like, "This is dumb."
We'll make it like one of those 20-minute episodes.
Feel like a decent laugh every like 2 minutes. Probably not worth it.
We'll put a laugh track in.
That helps. That actually helps people laugh when they're told to laugh.
It does.
Yeah, I mean it really does.
There's actually a science experiment. It really does.
I know. Like, dude, okay, if you added a laugh track, you'd be like, "Your hair is black." Huh? Yeah, and then people are like, "Oh, his hair is black."
Nobody laughed until I laughed. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know.
It works.
People right now are like, "Wait, am I a guinea pig? What is happening? What is happening here?" It's crazy. Yeah. So, so basically, I had a resolution that I failed, but I could honor a resolution if I had a side project that required me to drop something or do something. So I don't know. Maybe that means I'm just lazy or something. But I mean,
yeah, something like that.
But like you said, I do need more time, and that is why I do kind of have a resolution, which is I am going to cut back on gaming because I do have Guildmaster and the Mindless Morning Show and Messages from Us, which is me and my brother's music project that we're working on. So I'm gonna use Monday through Friday for strictly only those projects. So Mindless Morning Show 2 days because we got interview every week. We got a regular show every week, and then I'm gonna do Guildmaster for 2 days or more if I can, like on a weekend if I'm really feeling it. But if I really feel like I want to play a game because I don't get a lot of time, I get like two hours a night to do like my thing. Yeah. That's it because I've got kids and all this other shit going on. So I plan on doing weekends only for gaming, if any at all. And that's tough for me because gaming is like my sanctuary. I'm at peace. I chill. I have a beer and I sit there and like, okay, unwind. It's so relaxing to me. And so for me to cut that out is tough. But
it was definitely weird because there was a time, almost a whole year I cut out gaming when I first started like Zomdad Studios and really trying to get into game developing. Dude, I was barely playing games. If I played a game, it was to like quickly check out some mechanic, see how things kind of worked in certain orders of how they worked. And that was about it. Gaming became like research and that was it to me. And
that's so crazy.
It kind of sucked. And then thankfully it was my little sister that got me involved. She got me kind of back into gaming. She's like, "Oh, you want to play Fortnite?" And I was like, "Not really, but sure."
Okay. And then you turned out to be good at it. And you're like, "Oh shit."
Dude, I'm terrible at it. Like I still am. Like,
I tried to help you.
I can't build that in that game for shit, but like it does break me away from my everything. Like I get to talk to her, hang out, get to see how she's doing. I rag on her friends. There's actually one person that listens to our show quite often. I'll just call him the Wombo Combo champion right now.
There
But
we go.
he knows who he is. So if he's listening, yeah. So I like ragging on him.
Yeah.
That makes gaming a lot more fun for me. It's
Right?
just tearing people apart.
See, I like to play those single player RPG immersive games that you want to sink your days into because they're so fun. Yeah, that's my danger. That's my weak spot.
Yeah, see, dude, I already put
That's
11 plus years in Final Fantasy 11. I can't.
Well, yeah.
I can't. I can't do it anymore. Like every time I get into an RPG, like a big RPG,
yeah.
like I start comparing it to Final Fantasy. I start thinking like, oh man, I'm gonna spend years of my life on this. I can't do this. I don't want to do this again. I don't want to fall down that rabbit hole because, dude, fucking Final Fantasy 11 took probably like a quarter of my life already.
Yeah. But it does help when you have these RPGs because we're making one, so we know the best mechanics to put. So, but still, that's not an excuse for me to do it now. I've done the research extensively, way before I started this game. So I can't use that as like, I'm doing research. Like, dude, you already have all the features of your game. You don't need to do research anymore. You got it. So for me, it's like if I have to do it, which nobody has to do anything, but I don't have to do it. But if I really, really feel like I got to, I'm only going to try and do it on a weekend, Saturday or Sunday. Friday is still technically a work day. So I need to get into that round and do it like that because I want to do a lot more. And especially because the last time I worked on Guildmaster for a few hours in a row, it was fun. I did a great job. I had a lot done, but I also had a fucking easy day at work. So it's just there's so many variables, at least with what I'm doing, but I don't know. I'm going to try and do more. That's for sure. That's my I keep wanting to say revolution. It's pissing me off. My resolution.
Yeah. And I mean, we'll definitely get into a lot more GM talk for anybody who's interested.
Come
those gaming episodes. But so do you think mankind is really going to live to see the end of 2021?
I feel like if we do, there's going to be a lot more crazy shit. And there's going to be a lot more memes that are like, 2021, I thought you were going to like us or some shit like that. Like, I feel like there's going to be so many of those because I'm not expecting things to get better. I'm just not. I'm just really not. People are more divided than they've ever been. And we're not going to get into politics because that's not what we do here. But that's typically what is dividing people is the people are fighting over all that shit. I don't care. Who cares? But a lot of people do. And that's creating a lot of divide. So
I am considering, so that we can get it all out in the open, we do have one really long episode of politics and religion and our views on it.
Wait, we do?
No, I'm saying we should.
Oh.
We should just have that one and only, get it all off our chest.
To break all the rules.
Yeah, just and we'll put that like in the dark cabinet of all our socials.
No one will really even see it except for people that are like super subscribed. I mean, we've got some loyal people that will listen to anything we put, and I don't want to offend anybody or piss anybody off, but
I mean, I think for the most part, the people that are our loyal listeners, there's some really good level-headed people that listen to us. I mean, they know we're just being stupid. They know when they talk to us outside of this show, like, yeah, we know what's up. We're talking to them.
Well, not only that, but I have zero problems with anybody, really. Like, I don't, as long as you're being like a nice person and a relatively cool person, I don't care what you think or believe or whatever. I don't care.
Dude, I never care. Even if they are a shitty person, I don't care what they believe at the end of the day.
No, I mean, I don't care what they believe either. but I will say I don't like it when people use their, beliefs to try to change people. That's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Don't do that. Like that I don't like. That I'm not cool with. But everything else, I don't care. I don't care.
So let's stop that for 2021, folks. Let's stop shoving it down people's throats. Accept everyone for who the fuck they are,
and just get on. It does not affect you.
And only then will mankind see the end of 2021.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. So do I think we will? Yes. Do I think it's going to get any better? No. But I think we'll make it. It's just going to be more shitty. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know.
I don't think we'll see the end of 2021, but I think we'll see a good portion of it and know how shitty it gets. But I certainly hope I'm fucking wrong. I'd like to watch my daughter grow.
Yeah, no shit. So speaking of bad things happening for 2020, did you hear it? Like, I don't know if you heard about it, but do you know that show, like 1,000 Ways to Die?
Oh, I love that show.
I know we've talked about it briefly before in a different episode, but there was a portion on there. It was a little segment about somebody that died, and it was a New Year's Eve thing. And that's what I thought about when we were talking about this episode. They were doing the countdown, right? There were some dudes in the backyard of a house having a party, and one guy pulled out his gun, and right at the crack of midnight, he shot his gun in the air. Obviously a huge no-no. Don't do that shit. It's illegal. Because why? Gravity. Even I know that, you know.
What goes up must come down.
And like, I don't know how far away it was, like a long, like blocks and blocks away. They couldn't even really hear the shot. It sounded like a firework or whatever. And this couple was, I could be wrong about this because it was a long time ago, but they were saying goodbye. I don't know if they had a date or whatever. They were saying goodbye. And all of a sudden, the woman was looking at the guy and like, hey, are you okay? He all of a sudden had blood coming like out of his shirt. And he looked down and was like, oh, like he didn't even know. It was crazy. And then he just, and then he collapsed and he died because of that.
Yeah. I mean, what goes up must come down. And I mean, guys, if you're really shooting bullets in the air, you're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Plain fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I knew about it when I was a kid. I used to like hardcore watch CSI shows, mainly Las Vegas, I think it was. And there was an episode where they basically were able to track it by where the person was standing, the entrance of the bullet, and like what the degree would have been based on the caliber and the types of guns. And I was like, holy shit, that's crazy. That they were able to determine that. But I was more so like, because I was pretty young watching it, I was like, whoa, you could literally just like shoot in the air and fucking possibly kill people.
Yeah.
And so like I kind of always knew it after that. And I don't know, man, it's something I actively like worry about here because where I live, like sometimes you have no idea if it's a firework, if it's a gun. I mean, most days you will hear a gun. So
it's crazy.
Yeah.
So when's the last time you heard a gunshot? I think you talked about it recently.
Probably maybe this afternoon, honestly.
Wow.
I wasn't 100% sure. It did kind of sound like one, but I wasn't too sure. But if not, then it was 2 days ago. Yeah, it happens so often here.
That's crazy, man.
It doesn't even faze me. But there was one time, and I hear it so often, and I even mentioned to my wife one day, I was like, I don't mind whatever it is, what it is. Thankfully, we don't hear them close enough to where they sound like they're within a few streets. Yeah. And then literally the next day, it like sounded like somebody in the back street of our house was like,
man.
And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like that was loud. Cause like I was out back and we were just like looked at each other like, oh shit.
That was close.
Yeah, it was really close. It sounded like I was like at the parking lot of the range, hadn't put my fucking headgear on yet.
Dang.
So, like, yeah, because I'm familiar with the sounds.
Yeah,
so
dude. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Just another reason for you to move your ass closer to here, huh? Yeah. I don't hear that. I've never heard a gunshot in a residential area in my entire life.
Well, I mean, I'd like to have property where I can shoot on my property so I can blink and target practice and have fun.
That's true. Well, then we'll talk about this off air, but we have talked about this before. There are areas nearby that have all that. So anyways.
Yeah. My mom's getting super upset at the fact that I'm heavily considering coming down there or coming over there. I guess I can't really come down there. I'm just like kind of going across.
Yeah. It's crazy though, because you are traversing a time zone. by doing that.
Yeah.
Because like you can go to New York and you're in the same time zone as New York.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, so it's also weird like talking about New Year's and people and shit like that. But you mentioned you were like at that party and people were kissing at the crack of dawn right at midnight. I wonder who started that. I wonder whoever started that was like, I'm gonna do this and it's gonna become a thing and I'm gonna piss off people that are like without.
It was probably, I highly doubt that individual thought anything of any single people. It was more so probably just like, I'm really horny. Who wants to kiss? You have to kiss first thing.
Stranger, it's good luck if you kiss right at midnight. Okay.
Yeah. It was probably something really stupid like that. Because honestly, who the fuck was the first person to look at a cow and see their udders and say, I'm going to like kind of masturbate it to see what happens?
Yeah.
Because I would look at that and that's what I would think it is. It's genitalia or something. I wouldn't fucking touch it. I'd respect the cow and be like, hey, what's up? I would have never knew it produced milk.
So the person, okay, wait. I know this. Dude, so when a calf is born, does it not suck on the udders to get milk? It would. They're mammals. So that was seen.
Valid point.
So then it makes it weirder because somebody was like, well, if it's good enough for that calf, maybe I can have some. I'm thirsty.
You know what? That's a super valid point. And with that, I rest my case. I'll drop my case rather.
So that's how somebody thought to do it themselves. So the same thing.
That person's still fucking weird though.
The person that decided to drink it for the first time. Yeah. And because there's goat milk. People drink goat milk and make cheese out of goat milk, cow milk. Dogs produce milk. People don't sell that in stores. Huh?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about milk from mammals.
Connor.
I haven't needed that little bastard all night. I'm not going to start using him now. Just go back to sleep, dude.
I'm looking it up right now. Do dogs produce milk? One would expect their female dog to produce milk after she has had puppies. Female dogs can produce milk that is emitted from their nipples.
Yeah.
As any female mammal can. But dogs may even produce milk or what looks like milk through their nipples when they are not pregnant. They
do. Okay.
You know what? I've never seen a litter of puppies.
Let me explain to you why I know this with such certainty.
And I know my dog has multiple nipples. I just thought that was cool, but I never saw anything of it.
I thought that was cool. I like pat them and like roll them around. No.
Yeah. Twirl. You want me to like do like code?
So,
is it code nipple?
You realize I was just at my wife's mom's house who rescues dogs, and she has birthed puppies. Like she's helped a dog give birth in her house.
I really feel like I should have known that dogs make milk. Like, I think I'm just like being really fucking stupid tonight.
I mean, I feel like you would have thought about it a little bit more and been like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Now
I think I was just a little taken back for a moment.
Dude, I really want to do crazy shit out in the world a little bit that hasn't really been done. That's not too over the top. Like, I'd like to put fake products in the store. Like, one of them would be dog milk next to like other milks.
You know, they have those like gag boxes you can buy on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's like fake random funny products, like something you can stick your face in. It's like, it looks like a legit product, but you can put whatever in it. It's just an empty box.
Yeah. There you go. Boom. Dog milk. And then put it on the aisle and then like film it and watch people look at it like, what the fuck, Like there's this one dude that he would do that. And he got blue Powerade, and he put it in a Windex bottle, and he set it on the shelf. And then when somebody walked by, he would take the Windex bottle out and take the lid off and be like, I wonder if this is any good, brand. And he drinks it, and the person's like, holy shit, dude, don't do that. Like drinking Windex, but it's Powerade. So like shit like that is hilarious,
Yeah, absolutely.
I like to get in on that a little bit, eventually. We don't have time. So
Yeah,
and then other thing that people like to do is they eat black eyed peas. That's like a thing. Black eyed peas. It's supposed to be good luck or something.
From like what culture? Because I've never heard of this.
Connor says people from Arizona. No, dude, shut up. You don't know that. I don't know why. Culture, not state. I don't know. He's not helpful at all. We have the worst interns here. Like, yeah, Josh is looking it up. Josh is doing your job for you right now, Connor. You should be ashamed. He's on his phone.
In the southern United States, eating black-eyed peas or Hoppin' Johns, a traditional soul food, on New Year's Day is thought to bring prosperity in the new year.
You're supposed to put like a ham bone in it or something.
You know what, though? I would love... I'm going to find out, and I'm going to do it for this new year. I'm going to find out what all traditions have that bring prosperity or whatever, all good things. And I'm going to fucking eat every single one of them.
Yes.
And so 2021 is going to be fucking tits for me. I mean, if not, then all those are garbage.
It's all fake. It's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, you never know.
You know, and another thing that sounds like not fun to me, like it doesn't sound fun being at a party and everybody's kissing and you're sitting there missing your girlfriend. That sucks. But
we're a bunch of grumps.
Well, I mean, that's kind of a thing. I mean, our Christmas episode was called Dark Christmas. You know what I mean?
They have the game grumps. We're gonna be the dev grumps.
Dev grumps. That'd be a good
grumps.
That'd be a good studio name. Dev grumps. Grumpy ass developers. But like, and every time somebody's like, "Hey, I just want to let you know your game is good, and I really enjoyed playing."
Shut up.
Yeah, shut up.
You hated it. You just want free shit. Shut up.
Negative about everything. You guys are going to be featured in upcoming E3 magazine. Yeah, bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. Go away. Okay, fine. Screw you then. We'll ask somebody else. Yeah, you were going to anyways, probably, idiot. Okay. Anyways, I don't feel like it'd be very fun going to one of those like New York parties, like where you're in Times Square.
Fuck.
Right?
No.
Like I always see those crowds, and I'm like, why? That sounds horrible.
Okay, so first off, I don't know if you know this about me, but I absolutely fucking hate New York. I hate going there. I hate having to visit. I hate having to fucking just be there. The people suck. The fucking atmosphere sucks. I hate the city. Everything about New York, fucking, it could go up in flames for all I give a shit. Once my wife's family leaves it, of course.
Certainly.
Yeah. So, dude, oh my God. Nothing. I got
imagining being there.
I've got one good thing out of New York that I got, or like a good moment out of New York. I mean, aside from that's where I proposed to my wife, or somewhere along the Rockefeller Center.
Oh,
but
nice.
When we were there, we went up on the roof, allegedly, of the building to go smoke, and it was quite honestly one of the most unreal fucking views I've ever seen in my life.
I bet, dude.
Because like I'm just looking at like rooftop upon rooftop and then like big ass buildings for as far as I could see, and I was just like, whoa. And it was like kind of like close to sunset, so there was like
the lighting was good then. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was fucking beautiful. Just like I feel like I have a picture of it. I had to have taken a picture of it somewhere.
Did you hear all the cars and like honking and shit, or was it pretty quiet out there?
No, you hear honking constantly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I was in at the time when I was up on the roof. It was in Brooklyn.
Big whoop, bro! I play the Spider-Man games.
Yeah, dude, it's definitely something. It's something incredible that I wish I had like my drone at the time.
Yeah.
To like fly around and really look around, but it was cool. But not worth taking a trip and fucking going there. Like I hate it. But I actually do have a really funny story. So we allegedly smoked out of an apple.
Oh,
And when we were done, I just put it up on top of the ledge on the roof. I'm like, yeah, whatever, it'll fucking rot here, whatever.
Yeah.
So I put it there and I'm like taking in the scenery, just like, wow. And all of a sudden I hear, and I look back and the fucking apple that I just put is starting to roll towards the front of the building where the sidewalk would be. And I'm like,
oh my God.
And so like I go and try and grab it and I couldn't get it. And because I could only go so far before my ledge got there and I got scared. So I tried to catch the apple and I was like, nope, miss. And I see like it happened in slow motion, dude. I see this apple
my God.
pop up. Like once it hit the little lip, it like kind of popped up and then just went right into the gutter. And I'm like, like,
oh my God.
It was the most relieving thing knowing it was not about to like fall off this building and possibly kill somebody.
Oh, it would have killed somebody from that height. It would have.
Dude, I was so scared. I was like, oh, like, dude, even smart people do really dumb things. I consider myself pretty smart when I see the rest of the world. So
as a co-host of the Mindless Morning Show.
We still do dumb shit. And dude, that scared the fuck out of me.
Like, yeah, I mean, that would be straight up manslaughter charge.
I got lucky as fuck. Me and my wife, we were like, so how about this view?
Yeah. So then that brings me to something funny because whoever got it out of that gutter eventually over time probably laughed their asses off, unless it was all the way rotted to shit.
It was probably rotted by then. I highly doubt any of them. Birds probably fucking clean that shit out anyway too.
That's true. Yeah, that's crazy. That wasn't on New Year's, was it? That was just the time you were there.
Yeah, no, this was just being there. I think it was for man, I don't really know what the hell we went up there for. I think it was just for like maybe birthdays of like other families or something. I don't
Okay.
really have no idea why the hell we were there. Probably to torture me specifically.
Yeah, probably. So the last thing I could really think about getting into before we wrap up is we were a bit young for this, but did you even know what Y2K was? I didn't know.
Yeah, so okay. For those of you that know, listeners, I know you know. It was heavy. Computers were heavy for me growing up. My dad was a programmer. My mom was a designer. I got the hand-me-down computers, so I always got to play with them and whatnot. And I like being on the computer. I love computers. I love technology. And I heard about it on the news. I seen that it was being blown up. Everyone's freaking out. I hear my parents talking about it, this, that, and the other. I looked some stuff up and I'm seeing that it's kind of like not a hoax and not what the media portrayed it to be.
You're 3 years younger than me, right?
I don't know.
I'm 30.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were 7 and you were looking shit up and like figuring stuff out. That's cool.
Yeah, dude. I've been on the computer for as long as I can remember. Like,
That's true. I wasn't. So at 10, I didn't fucking know. And my parents didn't do shit with computers. So anyway.
Yeah. No, I totally grew up on computers. So I'm looking things up. I'm checking websites. I'm checking news outlets and just checking what's out there. This is at the time when you could check things and find appropriate information fairly easily. You didn't have to sit through a bunch of bullshit like you do nowadays.
Now there's no telling what you'll find.
No fucking hell. Now, I'm not saying that there wasn't anything that is false in those times. There certainly was. But for the most part, it was more along the lines of this is something that a lot of people were kind of like, it was more of a conspiracy thing that we were now transitioning into a different world, but people didn't even know it. So
wow, that's really deep.
So yeah, there was like this huge conspiracy of like, so that, man, I can't even remember what it's called. I want to say it's called the Manhattan Project.
That sounds really familiar.
Not 100%.
Watch it be like some band or something, and we're sitting here like, yes.
Yeah, I'm not 100% certain, but I don't know. Manhattan Project really sticks out to me right now when I'm thinking about it. And it was something along the lines of like a couple of like Navy, I think it was Navy men that were on a ship and time traveled. And two people of the crew in particular had managed to realize this and come back and kind of like talk about it in a sense. And I don't know what it was, but this was something that happened like way back in like the 80s or something.
Yeah.
And then so Y2K was kind of one of those things that we're opening the portal to enter a different dimension, and it's going to just happen. Nobody's going to know. Doesn't make any difference other than events are now going to be changed throughout the course of the timeline. And that's more so all it meant. And I think that's all Y2K really ever was. It was kind of like, you know, people talk about the Great Reset happening nowadays. And that was kind of like, I guess, the transition to head into the process of doing the Great Reset more so.
Huh. Okay, so
20 years later, here we are.
I was under the impression, and what I thought was, I guess, a little
missiles.
bit No, not even really that. Just about
everyone thought missiles for whatever reason.
Well, no. That was part of it, but I thought it had something to do with all of the computers like changing the integer from 1999 to 2000 and then not being able to do a transfer, and then shit would just shut down and not work. Like blackout, everything would just not work. That's what I thought the fear of Y2K was the computing systems not being able to do certain transfers of something. In my mind when I was younger, because when I found out about it, had already come and gone and everything was fine. But I was thinking to myself as like a 12-year-old or whatever, 13-year-old, after it already happened, I was thinking, I mean, I guess that makes sense. But I mean, nowadays I'm like, well, no, I mean.
Well, yeah, when I think about programming, I mean, zeros and ones, it's true or false.
Yeah, exactly. I'm more pragmatic about it now. But then when I was a little kid, I was thinking, well, maybe that could have happened and things could have not worked right or shut down or canceled or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, like, if their programming really fucking sucked.
Right.
For our like missile systems, like it just can't handle it. I mean, they would have like had to really fuck something up though. Like, at least in my mind, thinking of like as a programmer, like the only thing I could see is 2000. It just put out a fucking string of falses for them. Didn't launch anything. I don't know.
I don't know, but obviously my thoughts then, because you knew about it before I did. I didn't think about it. I didn't have the upbringing with computers or technology. I mean, I had gaming consoles. That was it. Yeah. So anything like that in my dad was a plumber then. He's a plumber now. He uses a computer, but for work shit, like typing out our work orders and stuff like that, and minimal research and payroll and shit like that. And my mom was essentially the same way with a few of the businesses that she has ran. So I didn't really have an upbringing with computers, so I didn't even know about Y2K until it had come and gone, you know?
Yeah, no, I was all about that kind of stuff. And honestly, from a young age, I was kind of like one of those little conspiracy nuts. I didn't go with the flow of everybody else's thought pattern. I was like, there's something else going on. So let me let me dive deeper. There's a different story.
I like it.
I know we're aiming to wrap up here, but I would like to close on the idea of heading into 2021. For anybody listening, I really hope like you guys keep your head straight. Like keep shit together. I mean, it's not going to happen unless everyone else fucking participates. You guys have to. We have to be a team. If we're not, you're going to see what happens. You think 2020 has been bad because we're so divided. Wait until you guys really want to fucking divide. Shit's going to get really worse.
That's true.
Yeah, you guys play these post-apocalyptic games. You see how shitty it is. That you guys don't even fucking know.
Let's not get there. Let's keep making it a game and not like reality.
Let's keep enjoying our families. Let's keep enjoying our friends.
Yeah.
Our own lives.
And if you really need like something to make you in a positive light, come on our show. Be a guest. Let's chill. Let's chill.
And if you don't want to come on our show, but you want somebody to talk to, come talk to us. I'll fucking talk all day.
Yeah.
I will
as much as I can.
I will easily tell people where they're wrong. I'll easily tell people where they can improve. I can be the most blunt person. I don't like to sugarcoat things because as much of a belly as I have, I don't care for sugar coating. But yeah, so I mean, we really, folks, we really got to stick together through this because we have the power. We as people have the power, not the government. They're trying to take that from you so that they have more. Mm-hmm. And don't let them, because fuck them.
Oh yeah, that's where we're going with this. Yeah. No, Connor, you can't say anything to them.
Yeah.
Come on. Anyways, we got to stick together, all of us, except Connor.
Yeah. Fuck Connor.
Okay. Fuck Connor. Yeah. So
do anything today. I had to search things.
Yeah. Yeah. No kidding, man. Like, he got a new phone game, so he's been playing that. I don't care. Yeah, it's probably a pay to win game. So
he's probably playing Tappy Turds. It's okay. Leave him.
Well, no, he's not. He's not. So fuck him.
Kill him.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's all we got for now. So we hope you enjoyed, and as always, share, subscribe, do all that stuff for us to help us grow so we can keep growing, because we want to keep being here.
And more importantly, if you have Apple or an Apple device, please review us on Apple, because we're not looking so great on there.
Well, okay. And I think, I don't want to be like, we're such a good show, but I feel like we're all right. And people like trolled us hard for no reason. Like,
I know who trolled us. I found out who. Somebody who wanted to be on the show, and I told him no.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, I think. Oh, that's...
But yeah, we'll talk about that. So anyway.
Yeah, okay. Well, that blew my world up. Okay, anyways. I wonder if they listen.
I hope they do, because
I do too.
Could genuinely give two shits less about them.
All right. Well, you guys take care, and we will see you very soon.
Bye, everyone. Hope you have a great New Year's, and we will see you next year. Bye.
I hate this year. When will it die? Oh boy, I hope it's soon. I want to cry. Everything is bad, but I'm not mad. I'm just very, 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 very sad. I've had enough. Got reasons plenty. So say it with me.
Fuck! 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 Fuck!
2020.
That sounds about right.